The treasurer has so much power, the treasurer could say right then and there, I want to sell this property today. I'm starting at $100. The treasurer has power to do that.
Hey, welcome. We're going to talk about tax sales in Michigan, the ultimate beginner's guide. So whether or not you've been doing this for a while or you're an absolute beginner, you're in luck because we have Ted Thomas here, who is America's authority on tax lien and tax deed sales. And Ted, we're going to just get right into this. One of the questions that came from Juan, and he's wondering, he's been watching your videos for a while, Ted. He currently lives in Michigan, and he wants to start investing. Does Michigan sell tax liens or tax deeds?
Okay, well, I'll tell you a couple of stories about Michigan. We'll start out with answering the question. The question is Michigan tax deed or tax lien? Currently, Michigan sells tax deeds. That means you will get the property when you raise your hand at the auction and you're the highest bidder. Now, when I started, which is a number of years ago, Michigan was a tax lien state, and they paid all the way up to 50% interest, and it was a bid down state, and you could bid all the way down to a vigitillion, which is the smallest measure of land. So Michigan changed the rules. This happens all the time. Doesn't matter just for Michigan, but states change the rules. So number one, whenever you're going to get involved in tax defaulted property of any kind, you want to go to the county website and learn about it. Now, Michigan also has what they call a website for giving overall information. It's called Tax Sale Michigan, Tax Sale Info, and that has 2,900 different inquiries every month. So you want to go to those sites and check things out and see what they tell you about the different things about the state. But so there's no confusion. Michigan is a tax deed state. They sell the property.
Okay. Hey, another question that came in from a lot of folks, Ted, is they want to know what time of year does Michigan have their tax deed sale?
Well, you know, Michigan has some weather. So people in Michigan like to do the barbecue, and they like to be out during the summer months. So figure July and August and sometime into September is when most of the auctions are in Michigan. Now, can they change that and decide they want to do it at a different time? Yes, but you got the general idea.
Okay. Where would you find out, Ted, if the timing was going to change? You just go to the local county website?
Well, you can go to the local county website. That's absolutely true. They could also go to Tax Sale Info in Michigan. They could go Michigan Tax Auctions. That's another way to do it. Another thing is Michigan Tax Sale.
But another question they have related to that, does Michigan host online auctions?
Michigan currently holds auctions that are live. Now that means people are going to show up in an auction room. An auctioneer is going to come out there, and they'll probably put up a big screen of pictures of properties they might have. Now the picture might be old, but they'll put them up, and they'll say this is the property that's for sale. All right, so they're doing that offline. In other words, everybody's showing up. Now that doesn't mean that the next time you go and check that you won't find out they're doing it online, because these counties change, and sometimes they do both. So sometime I'm at an auction and I can be sitting where I am now in my studio, and other times I could be sitting in the room, and that's exactly what happens. Sometimes they're doing both at the same time.
Let's say you're at the auction live. You know, Anthony asked a question related to that. He said, is it true that I can use credit cards at a Michigan tax deed auction?
Yes, Michigan is one of the states that accepts credit cards. Now, this is just starting to happen. There's other counties in New York that do that. And I think we discussed the other day that Arkansas also accepting credit cards. So that's something to watch for everybody that's watching these videos, because it looks like states are starting to pick up on that.
Hey, Ted, is there any catch to using a credit card? You know, I know when I go out now, some restaurants,
catch.
I've got to, you know, they actually have me pay, you know, the credit card fee. So is there a catch to using a credit card at a tax deed sale in Michigan?
You're going to charge it on your credit card, and then they're going to add 3% fee to it. So that means that's the credit card fee. See, if that's what you call the catch, you're going to pay that in Michigan. I can tell you that.
Vicky, she saw you on YouTube, Ted, and she asks, Ted, the Michigan tax deed sales are coming up this August. Do you have any advice for who wants to attend this, for people who are going to attend the sales?
Who wants to attend? Everybody wants to attend that wants to buy a bargain property. So auction sales are going to take place. There's like 83 counties, I believe, in Michigan. And so you can just check. You can go to as many of those as you want to go. I'd suggest you really check out the properties before you do that. Not only physically check them out, but go to the county records and see what they have to say. Look, Michigan tax sales have been going on for hundreds of years, okay? There's going to be people that want to buy these properties that are willing to walk on the property. So those people are going to show up at those auctions, and you can show up anytime you want.
You know, Ted, a lot of people, concerned people, wrote in with this next question. If I win a property at the Michigan tax sale and there are people still living in the property, what do you recommend I do?
Okay, the process in Michigan is the government, meaning the local government, gets their instruction from the state. The state legislature pushes the rule down to the county board of supervisors or county commissioners, and then they have the treasurer. They give him an authorization, he or she. They give him an authorization to sell that property. Now, in the process of selling the property, they can decide lots of things. They can decide they want to discount it. They want to hold the price on it. They can do any number of things that they want on. So if you want to go to those auctions, you can go there and you can bid. Sometimes if you sit there in the middle of the auction, they might say, all right, everything that isn't sold today will be sold in 42 days for $100. So the treasurer is in charge of this auction, and they can change the rules right in the middle of the auction. So you can go there, but you have to be present to take advantage of all that.
You know, you began to answer the next question here. What happens to the properties that don't sell at a Michigan tax sale? Is there a list of leftover properties or a second auction? How does that work?
Most of the states and counties are going to have a process that if the property doesn't sell, that they'll try to resell it right away at another auction. Recently, I noticed that in Michigan, what they're doing is if the property doesn't sell, they'll say, they're going to have another auction in a short period of time for maybe a starting bid of $100. The treasurer has so much power, the treasurer could say right then and there, I want to sell this property today. Someone give me a bid. And they could say, I'm starting at $100. The treasurer has power to do that. Now, I've sat in Los Angeles at auctions, and the minimum bid was $50,000. They couldn't get it sold. And I've seen the auctioneer drop it to $25,000 right there. Say, I want to sell this property, drive a bid for $25,000. Now, the auctioneer would be talking, and the treasurer would be sitting there at a desk. Usually, when these auctions take place, this is really serious business. The county takes this serious. You should take this serious. The treasurer of the county will probably be sitting right there at the auction. They have power, believe me.
So, Ted, they can get a property that starts at $100 at the auction?
Well, that happens all the time. For example, the regular county. So let's just say you went to County A and they were having an auction and the property didn't sell. What they could do at that point in time is they could say, the auctioneer could say, later on in a month or so, we're going to discount it down and there'll be another auction for $100. Okay, well, what if it didn't sell at that auction? Then at that auction, they will say, well, it didn't sell, so now we're going to transfer it from the county to a state site. The state site is called Tax Sale Info, and thousands of people every month go there to look for property. But now it's going to have all the properties in the state, so you better have some way to figure out how you're going to do all that. But the point is, the auctioneer, the treasurer in the county, has power to lower it to $100. If they don't sell it at $100, the county doesn't want this property. They want to get rid of it. So they're going to transfer it from the county, not to a leftover list, but to Tax Sale Info, and you can go there and you can start $100 there, start all over again. There you go.
One more question for you here, Ted. And Jace apparently lives in Michigan and asked, where do I find the list of properties? Because I like to get started.
It's a piece of cake. First of all, if you want properties in Michigan, first place you should go is go to the county records, and they'll be listed there. Second thing, the county's going to issue a notice to the newspaper and have them print that. So you could go to Tax Sale Info. That would be a place to look for it. Remember Michigan Tax Sale. Then you could have Michigan Tax Auction. They all mean the same thing, by the way.
And you know, if people want to know about when are these things happening, you've got something you can offer them as well, don't you, Ted?
Well, what we do is we understand that people aren't going to just buy in one state. So when I started, what I had to do is we had to pick out individual states to buy this. And when you found out you got to a place like Michigan, they had 83 counties. How are you going to track 83 counties? Well, what you can do is you could call every one of those counties on the phone, tell them to send you a newspaper. Now you got 83 newspapers to go through. So we took the whole United States, we condensed it, and we made it into an auction calendar. So what you could do is you can go right below me, you can see a demo of it, and you can go to that demo, you can select the state and then the county. Now there's over 3,000 counties. So all 3,000 counties, you can go to the county, see how many properties they have, what the price is, and then you can research it within the county. You can do all that just by going below me, and you can see how that happened.
That link is right there in the description, everybody. And hey, listen, I just want to say I appreciate you guys writing your questions. If you have any more, leave them in the comments below, and you'll probably be on a future video. Thanks for watching.